Hello. I'm Helen Francis. I go by Helen Francis on all my social medias, but you can follow me on Instagram at WaterHelen. I am a visual artist. I do illustrations, I paint, I do sculpture, and I'm also a tattoo artist. So,
Yeah, the tattoo artist part's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I think whenever you started getting into that was really dope. Watching you just like turn Caden into a coloring book pretty much was like one of the greatest things ever. And I'm sure it helped you improve like crazy too, like literally having like a human doll
Oh yeah.
to test on.
Oh yeah, for sure. I owe a lot to Caden in my
Yeah.
journey because you can literally see the progression of
Yeah.
my first tattoo.
I don't
Like,
even doubt it, honestly.
It's yeah.
I'm gonna link Caden's TikTok down below because Homie loves his TikTok. So
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna hook the Homie up. Homie
Oh,
is
yeah.
tatted up with Helen's shit. So and then you're originally from Wichita, like me. So a lot of people from up here will see this, probably don't know that, but yeah, you're from Wichita, like me. What kind of like got you started, like when you were back home with like all the art and stuff? Like, was it just something that you like enjoyed, or just kind of just started doing when you were younger and you like loved?
I've been doing it since I was little, like probably like 3 years old. Art's just always been something that's been like super comforting to me. I'm not good with words, so this is a fun challenge, and I always use like pictures to express myself. So just kind of like building off that, and then like it just slowly
Yeah.
took over my life.
I think it's funny that you say you're not good with words. I feel like you're a really good conversationalist, honestly.
Oh well, thank you, I try.
So, like, what makes you so passionate about your art in general, and just like what really drives that flame of yours and keeps it going?
I think just like the ability to create something that is meaningful to you, that has a lot of like purpose for you. Also, more recently, I've been trying to do things that like challenge me as well. So like not only is there the emotional aspect of it, but it's kind of like a conquest for me a little bit. It's like, holy shit, like I can make what I see in my mind come to life, kind of.
Yeah, you really do be doing that sometimes. Like, I was watching you just draw one day whenever I was over there, and I was like, how do you, like, you're like, I don't know, I just kind of thought of it, and I was like, and I just went off it. You're like, I'm just going with, like, the fantasy type vibe. Actually, the one back here, I took a video of it for the vlog while you were on the phone, and I was just like, I remember when you did that, though. It was insane. I was like, this is stupid good for just coming out of your brain like that. And, like, I guess, what are some things you, like, aren't the fondest of when it comes to, like, the art industry, at least? Or maybe even the tattoo industry. You can do both.
Yeah. I'll go more in specific, like with tattooing. Like the industry itself is kind of sexist still. Like it's very male dominated.
Right.
So there's a lot of that, as well as just like the stigma around it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Just people misunderstanding or judging very harshly on certain things.
Right.
But yeah, otherwise it's a great
Yeah,
place.
yeah. There's a lot of just like weird misunderstandings. Someone that we know, their brother is a tattoo artist,
Mm-hmm.
and just hearing the stories of like what his journey was like at the shop back what was it, Arc City?
Yeah.
Just some terrible like stories that I've heard about tattoo shops, and I know that there's some really good ones out there too.
Yeah.
There's some really dope ones up here, like Old Souls up here is a good vibe too. How do you like your tattoo shop though? And
yeah.
I know you like your mentor a lot, so.
Yeah, no, I love my tattoo shop. It's very non-traditional, which is super nice, because like when you're the apprentice, usually you're like the bitch of the shop.
Yeah.
But I've never felt like I've been treated like that. Like I felt
Right.
like I'm pretty much like an equal partner with everyone else that's there. So like that's been super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What tattoo shop do you work at? You're in Manhattan, so.
Yeah, I work at Mashup Gallery in
Okay.
Manhattan. Yeah.
Any of the K-State homies or anyone that lives in Manhattan, go hit up Helen.
Yeah, come check us out. We're very cool.
They're awesome over there. Helen does seriously like super great work. This piece up here is like some of her traditional work that she was working on and testing on. So it's super dope. I guess what are some things that you enjoy about the industry though? Like maybe like even dive more into the tattoo industry. Like what do you love about that?
There's so much to love about it. I mean, first of all, it's a career where you get to be creative and just draw for a living. Like, that's a rarity that to find.
Draw
that's
on
like,
bodies.
yeah, draw on bodies. Like, that's something that's very rare to find. That's also like profitable, which is a good aspect of it.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, like, one of the really cool things is being able to meet a ton of people, just like connect with people. You can do like things that really impact people too, because tattoos are meaningful. Like, they're on your body forever.
I know,
so,
and it's like people. You're like the thing is when people like walk into tattoo shops, it's like you have to be nice to me. Like,
Yeah.
you have to be nice to me. This isn't a normal service industry. Like, you have to be nice to me.
Yeah.
And so you get good connections out of that. Though always, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
it's like therapy for a lot of people too. Like,
I know.
Once that machine starts going, people will pour their lives out to you, and like it's really beautiful, honestly, just the way people open up and like can share that moment together. I like that a lot.
That is awesome. I think that's one thing that like I really do. Like, whenever you're like taking photos of someone and you make them feel comfortable. I was doing a photo shoot yesterday actually, and one of the dudes was like, I don't ever do photo shoots, like, and anytime I've ever done press shoots, like, they make me feel super, like, I just feel super awkward and uncomfortable the whole time, and like they're doing nothing but giving me direction. I feel like they're just looking at what my body's gonna look like instead of like what I'm gonna look like. And he was like, he has scoliosis and was like worried about his posture and stuff. I was like, dude, fuck that. It's like own that shit. Like, own that shit.
Yeah,
like
that's
the thing,
part of
it's,
you.
It's
like,
literally who you are.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in denying that. Like, look good in photos because you look good in photos, not because anyone else wants you to look good in them. Like,
not how you think people are gonna think.
Yeah, and you know, it's one of those things. It's like there's those weird stigmas of like, of just the weird professionalism stigmas stigmas that got developed in the industry for a really long time, especially in the studio world. But like, man, my studio friends, they're a lot like me. They're awesome. They're like, they want the person that's in front of the lens to feel as good as possible constantly. And I think that's what's my goal. It's like a goal of mine to change, is to like really, it's not about getting the absolute best photo like all the time. It's different when we're working with models, but like for our clients, dude, like, they have to feel as good as possible, because that's what's important. Like, I want, like, that's my favorite thing. Like, and I'm sure that's a big part of you, is like, people feel better when you're done tattooing them. Like, they feel like it makes them feel like they look better and they enjoy it, and like,
bringing up the professionalism, like, that's a great point. Like, there's a degree of professionalism, but you don't want to put on a front. Like, you don't want to sell yourself as something you're not, because at the end of the day, like, it's a very personal experience. You want to be yourself, because like that's the way you're going to build clientele and build like a good relationship.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. Like, the biggest thing, like, you know, I watch a lot of Gary Vee, and like the biggest thing is like a lot of people forget like the humanity of it all. Like, they think everything's about making money, and they think everything's about trying ego. To be the literally the ego. And like, that's the thing, is like, I know I'm good as fuck at what I do, but I don't think I'm shit.
Yeah, and like, I think there's like a fine line with that, because you're not gonna sell yourself short. Like, if you're talented, admit that shit. Like, own that shit. The
line is humility, though.
Yeah,
and like really learning how to be humble.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you can be great at something, but you can still be like, yeah, I'm doing my best, and I still have shit to learn. Like, it's that easy.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly. Like, there's no figuring it out ever. There's no such thing as figuring out anything. Life, your career, all of it.
No, yeah,
you just keep pushing forward and just getting better at everything. There is no end to getting better, and that's just, I think that's what I love about it, especially the art industry like we're in. It's just like, they're always just getting better. Like, I love it. So, let's see. What is my next question? So do you have any goals, like, to be like impactful in this industry? Like, do you have anything set out for yourself, at least, to like kind of like make a little bit of like a change in your like space, to really, I guess, bring better times in the tattooing world for yourself, or maybe even the people around you that want to get involved in it as well?
It's a great question. For the people around me, like, I want to see this industry and in some way like help it to open up a little bit, because it is very, there's an aspect of it that's very gatekeepy, and like so I would like the industry to open up more for like other people to have more opportunities. That's a big thing for me, as well as just like kind of like changing like the mindset around tattoos is changing, but it's still very like stigmatized, like I said, very judgmental.
It's the corporate world.
Yeah, the corporate world, like the professionalism. It is really cool though to see that like opening up a little bit because like we'll get like really professional business people and then are like, yeah, I want this giant butterfly right on my like bicep. And I'm like, yeah. So stuff like that's pretty cool. But.
I think that's a good like way to look at that. Honestly, it's just like trying to make a bit of a difference and a decent impact there on that level of things is probably for the best. So, what are some ways you think you'd like want to go about that? Like just like talking to people more.
Yeah.
And, like, really just kind of like networking in the industry.
Oh yeah, definitely networking. One of my ultimate like personal goals with it is to like travel around tattooing and like going to different communities, different areas, and like learning from them and like creating more like a global like community of tattooers. Like
I follow a traveling artist on Twitter that I'll show you afterwards. She's awesome. I think you'd get a lot of inspiration from her. So yeah, I definitely will show you her. I think that's great though. I was gonna ask you too, like if you did plan on traveling. I kind of caught that vibe from you. Like, over the last like year or whatever, I kind of figured that's the kind of vibe that you got. Especially when you told me that story about your brother, I was like, yeah, you're gonna do the same shit probably. But yeah, no, it's just one of those things where it's like making the slightest bit of change, like. Even if you think it's not a lot, you'd be surprised how much it does. Being more involved in the industry is something that I think that every artist needs to do instead of just looking to benefit themselves. Like I think that a lot of people need to try to bring other people up around them and with them. It's one thing that is really big with me and my homie Ed. Just because a lot of people like there's that gatekeeping. And they feel like they're being challenged, and we're trying to change that, especially in the photography and like event industry around here. There's just these weird gatekeeping things, and it just gets overly complicated, and it's just like, dude, that's not how it is. Like everyone, like everybody eats, like, everybody eats. Like this isn't how the world works. Like everyone needs to be supported because it's never gonna change and like get better if we don't do that. So yeah, that's a beautiful way to go about it. I think 100%. And I'm sure you'll probably end up hitting like conventions and stuff while you're meeting all kinds of people.
That'd be super cool.
You ought to go to like a big one in like Vegas or something.
Oh my god.
Did you come to the one that was here this past year?
No, I didn't.
I was in Florida when it happened, and I was pissed because I really wanted to get a tattoo for like a decent price. So but because like from a different artist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then let's see. I guess like what's your biggest goal for yourself this year?
For
like this year specifically.
Oh. I don't know if I have a specific one. It's mainly just like developing and growing as a better artist. Just like really trying to hone in on those skills.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you working on like a style for yourself?
No, I'm kind of just playing with some styles. I mean, black work is one of my favorites. I love the way it looks, as well as like American traditional. But I kind of want to like test out different things because I don't want to get set yet in like a specific style because I'm still learning.
Right.
And I want to be capable of doing a multitude of things rather than just developing one really good thing now, I guess. Yeah.
That's dope. You're just getting started out too, so it's even better. Like. That's what I tell everyone, like, when they're trying anything new, like, try as much and basically everything that you can constantly because, like, you'll never figure out what it is that like, hits home with you the most unless you try everything. And you can get a little bit of flavor of it all because it's just really important to do that. So besides that one, what are some of your other favorite styles that you've messed with?
I like neo-traditional a lot. I think that looks super cool. And then I draw in realism quite a bit. I haven't tattooed in realism yet, but I have a couple like upcoming pieces that are. So I'm really excited to try those.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah,
absolutely. I know realism is a pretty hard one to tackle based off what I've heard. So that'll be dope though. It'll be good test for yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. So you're out in Manhattan. Anywhere else that you want to go next after you like make your rounds in Manhattan that need to be made?
Well, I definitely probably am gonna move from Kansas because
for sure,
bless the state, but I would like to live somewhere else. I think, but I'll probably stay in Manhattan for a while just to like build up some income,
Yeah.
some clientele, things like that.
And the rapport at the shop,
Yeah.
that always helps a lot.
It's such a good environment, so I feel like transitioning to any other shop's going to be really difficult. Yeah.
Well, and like I've noticed that there's like a big thing going on out in California now, and like I don't know if there's one here yet, but like there's been a lot of all-female shops opening up, and they're sick shops, and the artists are great, and I'm like, dude, I want to go in there and get tatted like right now.
Oh yeah.
Because there's like I've noticed that like usually when there's like that environment involved, especially like when they involve like, I don't know, as many people as they can and be as inclusive as possible, it just gets so much better. Like
I think that's true. Like most things, like diversity, like makes things better.
It gets insane. Like how many options you have of artists that like have their own styles and like just flavors for you to test with, and like especially if you're someone who doesn't want to go with a specific like style on your body and you kind of want to get a little bit of everything. Like there's some great shops around here that are similar to that too. So 100%. I think those would be good next steps for you. But yeah, staying in Manhattan is a good set too. I think you have a nice setup over there too.
I really do. Like it's a nice town.
It's not bad. It's a little
small.
Yeah, a little small, a little quiet until college season starts.
Oh yeah.
But
Friday, Saturday nights, Aggieville's popping.
I can't even imagine like what it's like at those like little bars like that, packed like that.
Oh
because,
my god.
Well, like Aura, I'll show you a video after like of like my chess piece, like me walking through the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
It's a club, and it was squeezed tight, and I was like, dude, like I don't know, I'm so glad this isn't like a college bar, and like I've been to like bars on like a college kind of night, and it's like this is not the vibe.
Yeah.
This is not the vibe.
This is not the vibe I'm looking for.
It's a little weird, and I don't know.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Okay, I will say being in a college town is a little weird because there is so many college kids, and like
I'm like all your age.
Yeah, I'm like the same age, but I feel like I'm at a very different place in my life, and it's just like this is odd.
I think that like there's just that like in not shitting on anyone that goes to college at all, but like there's a big difference in like life going out like outside of school in any way, shape, or form. And the only people that I've met that go the same wavelength are the people that are like busting their ass to work through it, and like they also have their own goals. My friend Savannah like is a graphic designer and like also works like she's already been through like she had a job in like Maurice's back home, and it was just like terrible, and she just switched up to another retail store that she loves way more, but like she's like trying and like is like setting up her career like in graphic design. So like when they have those kinds of ambitions, it's dope, but like that basic simple college life sometimes like very stereotypical, and obviously I'm generalizing a lot, and it's not like meant to hit down on anyone specific.
Yeah, no, it's not like a criticism or anything.
No,
it's just like different life experiences.
There's a big gap that I feel like you don't get when you you don't get when you do go to college, and you do it a certain way is what I should say. Because I think that there's a lot of people that are on the same wavelength as us that are in college, but they're doing very different things than most people that are.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's a little bit of a different vibe out there, 100%. I don't know. Do you have any like people that like really inspire you? Maybe on like they're on like a bigger scale, or like maybe they're even on like a more local scale.
I mean, like artists that inspire me are like Frida Kahlo, Salvador Dali, like the surrealists at that time. That's very inspiring to me. If we're talking about like personal like work ethic and stuff like that, I mean that's different. I don't know if that's where we're
anything.
Going. Okay. I would say my sister. My sister inspires me a lot. She's a badass.
Yeah. What does she do?
She is a dental hygienist, but she got pregnant.
Bless those women.
Yes,
honestly.
Bless those. They have to like mess with people's teeth. It's disgusting. But yeah, no, she got pregnant in high school, and like no help from mom, dad, nothing. Mm-hmm. She like made a life for herself, like put herself through college, worked super hard, and now is like fucking living a great life. And like I think that's super inspirational. Just like pulling yourself up and like taking care of yourself and your responsibilities.
For sure.
Yeah.
That is awesome. You know, and you know, having a kid will really make you like get your
She
shit
got her shit together.
Yeah, which is dope though. It's good that she did that because like a lot of people don't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't, and then it just sets the kid up for like a weird life,
Yeah.
you know, and an uncomfortable life. I can relate to that actually. My sister, you know, I wouldn't say that she didn't get any help from my mom and dad, but my dad was not pleased whenever she got pregnant. She got pregnant at like 18, 19.
Yeah.
It's our life is way different now because it was like almost a decade ago. Like my nephew's turning 9 in April, which is
Dang. Yeah.
a lot to think about in this moment, but. And she fucking grinded like her and her now fiance, who's the baby daddy. Like they ended up like moving in together and like because my dad kicked her out obviously, but whatever. It was a whole deal. She didn't really want to live there anymore anyways, so it was like whatever because she was an adult at that time. So, I mean, with certain regards, moved out kind of in a way when I was like 18 too. But like she's like she started working as like an apartment manager and now she's like winning all kinds of like awards and shit.
Oh
and,
really?
Like,
That's
for like
awesome.
that shit. Yeah, dude. She's like moved up the like ladder at the places that she's worked at and like managed like I think she's like about to hit a point where like she manages like the actual companies that own the buildings, not just like the apartment places themselves. Like she's really involved. She's really involved in the community of what that is, which is crazy because like I didn't even know that was a thing until I was like
I didn't know they give awards for.
I know, like I'm going home this weekend and like there's like a big like prom like ball type thing that they're doing and I'm like, what are you doing?
Whoa.
What's up, Leo?
Hi, Leo.
My dog's in here, so you guys probably heard an ear flop a little bit ago because he was shaking it off, but we're gonna let that be because you know it's Leo. Yeah, no, I can relate though. She got her shit together. It is a little inspirational. The more that I think about it, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. That's really all the questions I have though. I think it went pretty well. Honestly.
Yeah.
It's fun though. I want to do more of these for sure.
You should. Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of like building an artist community and like networking with different kinds of artists. I think that's so cool.
Well, and the thing is too is it's like for me like obviously networking's huge, but like at the same time like it's not even really about that for me. It's really about like building a platform. Not even for myself, but for the people I bring in.
Yeah, and I think that's what I meant, like, not networking, like, climbing the social ladder, but, like, building a community.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I think that a lot of people lack that, like, a person to take that lead, in a sense. Like, you know, like I told you about the whole Discord thing earlier. It'll be done by the time that this comes out, too. Like, because this probably won't come out for, like, 3 weeks or so, because I have a lot of other videos to edit, too. But, yeah, like the whole Discord like thing, like I sat down one day and I thought about it and then I went and met up with one of my friends who was kind of decently involved in the community and I talked to him about it. He's like, I don't think there is one. And then like I talked to another dude that's really involved in it and he's like, there isn't one. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna fucking do it then. And I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna make this Discord because I also want to make one for myself as like for my own like personal brand as well. But I think I want to do that after the fact. I was gonna do it before, but like I don't know. I really just started sitting down and like working on the bigger Discord, and I was like, this is dope. But it's a lot of work. Like I said, I've already put like 6 or 7 hours into it, and I want to put like another like 5 to 7, you know, more hours into it before it's done, and I start getting it going. But after I've really started like meeting people, I met like 4 people and I was like, wow, this is really important. And now I have a plethora of people that like I want them to be as involved as possible. I want to be involved with them as possible in ways that can better them, better myself, and completely better the community. Because there's just this like slight disconnect, you know, that's always been there, but like just giving people a place to talk, like especially the photographers, to like talk more, critique each other's work on an easier basis. They don't have to go hang out or anything, like stuff that they're trying to like critique before it gets posted socially, and just a place for people to like, communicate. I don't know. I probably will eventually like. I think the goal is to probably make another one to like broaden it for more artists, but that will be a whole big scale, and I will need like real serious moderators that'll be involved. Because like I have a couple people, and I'll probably have a couple more as time goes on, and like have like a leveling system involved within the Discord, especially to just like push like interactions and stuff, things like that. But I don't know. I want people to be as connected as possible. That's the goal. Basically, my whole thing is like I'm a photographer, but I want to bring value to people more than anything else. I want people to be as happy as possible and feel like they have a place in general.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel lost especially when it comes to their work, and I think that more people need to feel like they have a community to reach out to and experience things in. So that's the whole goal, especially for the new people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially for people starting out, the like feeling of isolation and like learning is really tough because you're like, oh, like I'm by myself, like is the work I'm doing like worthy, like stuff like that. There's like all those like doubts when you're starting out because you don't know a lot, you're not super comfortable yet. So like having a community that just like embraces you and being like, yeah, you're doing great, like, and then like can give you tips and like help you out, like that's so important.
Exactly, it's huge. Like I said, like, it's like we were talking about earlier, like, everybody eats, like everybody deserves a place. And like the thing is too is like even people starting out, like they might fall off, not in a sense of like that they were unhappy, but because like they just realized that that's wasn't for them, and like they're trying new things.
Fine.
And that's the whole point too,
like
is, like,
you
just
want to
trying
try
everything.
like
Exactly. But like having a place where you can comfortably try and feel like good about it and like safe
supported,
about it, is great. And just having a community there for you is the important part. And I just think that like there's just a lot of weird like ego thing, like friction. It was a big thing. Like I dealt with that early on too. Like actually one of like my moderators in the Discord, and like a friend of mine now, his name's Greg. He's actually from Wichita. He's a photographer from Wichita, and I never had met him before I knew of him. We actually knew of each other. And I remember back in the day like having this weird ego thing because I was just an immature kid. I was like 17 at the time. But I was good. I was good at the time, but so was he. And he's much older than I am. And he, I never reached out, I never followed him, I never just, I would see his stuff, and, he would shoot with, certain, same models as me, and I just, I don't know, I had this weird, subconscious, but, not, blatant, but subconscious, egotistical, weird jealousy thing.
Yeah.
And, after a lot of growth and, learning, I realized that that's what that was. And, I only have, one or two other, photography friends in Wichita in general, because most of the photographers in Wichita are older, and they're super, super, super like we were talking about earlier, that weird professional vibe.
Yeah.
And it's sheavy senior portrait photographers up there, and it's I don't know what the deal is. Down there, I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah.
But it's different here. It's really different. There's a whole. Anyways, I'm getting off track. I digress. Greg and I actually linked up at this meetup put on by the Casey Creatives Instagram, which I will link down below. It's awesome. It's a photography community type thing. It has a lot of followers. It's awesome though. They put on a little get together, an event at this place called The Shift, which is really great. It's an awesome place. I'll tell you more about it later because it's really cool.
Okay, sweet. I'm excited.
They put a little get together on there, and that's where I started meeting a lot more people from the community, and it really started going from there. But my homie was like, "Hey, this is Greg," and I was like, "Nice to meet you, man," blah blah. I'd never seen his face before, so I had no idea who he was, and he had no idea who I was at the time. And he showed me his Instagram, and he I was like, "What's your Instagram?" Blah blah, and he showed it to me, and it's "Are you from Wichita?" And he was like, "Yes," and I was like, "I'm from Wichita," and we showed each other, and we're like, "Oh my god!" I was like, Seth, right? Seth Views, the homie. Once again, I'm gonna link it. Anyone I mention, I'm putting down below because they deserve support. We might have missed a little bit in the video. So sorry.
We'll just put up a picture of a hamster or
literally,
something.
Yeah. I might. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll do something funny.
We can put up a picture of Leo.
Literally, just chilling out. He's literally laying on my foot right now. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today, guys. Helen is an amazing artist. Make sure you guys go check out all of her stuff. All of her links will be down below. Hit her up in Manhattan for tattoos, and especially if you live out there, if you want to make the drive.
It's not too far.
It's really not that bad. Honestly. Yeah.
But please come see me.
For
I
sure.
love it.
It'll be awesome. thank you, Helen, for this. It's
you.
been fun. It went really well. You did not do terribly. I promise.
Thank you.
You did great.
I only had a minor panic attack in the car. It's fine.
I promise you did great. You did great. It's awesome.
Cool.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.